Jackson had a hard life.
She might be a bull elephant on the outside, but she's a pussycat inside.
Yes, indeed. From Los Angeles, right down the street from the Brad Tar Pits. It's the E! Entertainment Television Service, bringing you another award-winning edition of Talk Soup for all you presidents watching out there today. Happy President's Day. Boy, can you believe it, Mark? A week from tonight, the debut of Later on NBC. Very exciting, isn't it? Oh, they have charms. Or chimes, if you prefer. Hope you'll tune in. Again, that starts the 28th. We're debuting with that. And I hate to keep harping on this, but we do need to fill up the audience of 35,000 who watch every night. So if you need tickets, we'll tell you how to get those a little bit later. Believe it or not, also, one last quick note before roaring into the program. No Mo. Mo, as it turns out. Mo Gaffney last week is... I guess finished, so we're not going to be carrying clips of her show anymore, which bums me out a little bit because there was, quite frankly, some very interesting material that we had to deal with here Monday through Friday on this program coming from our friend Mo Gaffney, located in the New York area. So, what's a little beep? What is that beep? Oh, your watch. Coming up, one of the loudest snores ever recorded on video. You'll see it here. You'll hear about it on other networks. You'll see it here. Some plastic surgery success stories, if there are such a thing, and surely, believe it or not, get sentimental thinking about Gene Simmons' tongue a little bit later on, so... yeah. First up, though, for a while, Kim had Ricky Lake's audience in the palm of her hand. She told them how her ex-fiancé, Saku, had betrayed her by getting engaged to another woman and by getting still another woman pregnant. And while telling these stories, she seemed sedate and calm and in control, relaxed, just facing the facts as someone in this position would have to do. But her disposition took an abrupt turn for the hysterical when Saku accused her of cheating on him first. In fact, this sounds a little volatile. While we're watching this, we probably should crank up the Supergraph. Let's take a look.
Let me get into my side of the story, okay?
Okay, Kim.
Okay. First of all, I wouldn't call it cheating because Sekou asked me who did I want, okay? And plain and simple, I told him. He forgave me through all that, Ricky, okay? We got back together, Ricky, okay? And we stayed together for a whole year, Sekou. Ricky, okay?
This is
Let
why
me
I'm not
just
with her
say,
now. Because
you have turned, Kim,
That's why.
you have changed. Do you notice she's changed 180 degrees from before you walked out here? What do you want to tell, what do you want to say to him? You said you weren't finished, please.
Okay, Sekou, first of all, I did not bring you here to argue with you, okay?
There you have it, the highlight of Ricky Lake. That was a little breath of excitement to start your Monday off with, wouldn't you say? We had to roll, I guess, the Supergraph there because the clip was so volatile. In fact, does that thing really work? Can you go back to that? Yeah, I guess it does. Ah! This Wednesday on Ricky's show, some straight white males complain that they're being discriminated against. They go, I'll see you tomorrow night. It's nightly news for this Friday. Discriminated against Wednesday. Guess it really does. They say that legendary gunslinger John Wesley Hardin was so mean, he once shot a man for snoring. Steve is lucky his wife Lynette is more even-tempered. Otherwise, he'd be dead and gone long, long, long ago. You see, Steve suffers from a chronic sleeping disorder that causes him to snore at, no kidding, a volume approaching 89 decibels, we're told. You can imagine a DC-10 flying over your bed. That is the sound that this man makes, and we've got the video to prove it. We, again, will be losing Mo Gaffney at the end of this week, so savor these moments. Take a look.
How bad was his snoring?
It's almost like living and sleeping next to a freight train. Every once in a while, it would pretend to come into a station, and you'd kind of doze off, and then it would start up again, and oh, it was terrible.
It was? And what would you do as the person that had to hear
Roll
it?
him over a lot, smack him every once in a while. Occasionally sleep on the couch or make him, you know.
Right, right. No, but what really bothered you was his sleep apnea?
Sleep apnea.
What was that like?
That's a condition where you actually stop breathing, and he developed this condition recently, within the last couple of years, and it progressively got worse. And actually, he would stop breathing. The best way to describe it, and he never saw himself do it, but he would go, and he would do that over and over and over again until he would finally breathe.
Oh my
and it's
God.
oh, it's terrible. It's stupid. You know, you're sitting there. Yeah, you'd get to the point where you would either, you know, breathe you or die. I don't care which, but do one of them.
There you have it, the highlight of Mo Gaffney there. You know, maybe Lynette possibly could be overreacting just slightly. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, you know, how bad could it be, really?
Oh my God.
Well, see, that's pretty bad, isn't it? That is the Stevester there on Mo. Actually, he does have this serious chronic sleeping, snoring disorder, and subsequently his doctors have given him a oxygen mask that he puts on every night when he goes to bed that allows him to actually breathe freely. Wait a second, I'm sorry, that was his jock strap. I don't think we have the still of his. Well, on Wednesday's show, Mo meets people who take drugs to alter their moods. The ups and downs of pill popping will be discussed and examined on one of the final editions of the Mo Gaffney Show, which we are truly sorry to see go into the sunset. 70s weren't all that bad. In those days, Gene Simmons and the members of KISS never went out in public without their stage makeup on. They had mood rocks and what else? I guess pet rocks and mood rings. Didn't you? Anyway, believe it or not, 1970s expert Leslie Herson showed up on Shirley last week to discuss some of the famous memorabilia she's been storing in her closet for the last 20 or so years. Take a look and please enjoy this moment as well.
I have Gene Simmons from the KISS.
Can I tell you? Okay, you remember when Gene Simmons used to always, I got a Gene Simmons story. I didn't know you were bringing that doll, but I'll tell you a story I've never told on television. I interviewed Gene Simmons many, many years ago, and at the end of the interview, now I'd heard he had this thing about his tongue. He was always talking about how long his tongue was. And at the end of the interview, yeah, I'll wrap in a minute, hold on, relax, relax, be groovy, be groovy. And he sticks his tongue out and he says, so, what do you think? And this thing came out, this long tongue, and I couldn't believe that he was actually that revolting and outrageous. So, Gene, this is what I got to say to you.
Oh, boy. That's Shirley there. What do we have? Oh, yeah. Later, she kissed Barry Williams.
Can I do something that I always wanted to do, but I figured you never knew because I was so... That's it. My life is complete. I've kissed Johnny Osmond and Barry Williams. Everything's fine from here on in.
Okay. The highlight there, and Wednesday, Shirley will be speaking to some child actors and their parents. Will these kids follow in the footsteps of Jodie Foster or Dana Plato? We're going to take a quick break and be back. I think it's a good time for a break, don't you? Sure is. Tanya Harding's mom defends her little angel, and Charles Manson attracts some new fans. Coming up here next.
I'd like to know why you look up to him. Well, is it the latter or the former?
I think he was innocent of those convictions. I don't think he was involved in
He
them.
didn't murder
Okay, so
anybody.
you...
7. As exciting as E! News Daily becoming a 2-anchor program, this is Talk Soup. I know at least one person who's totally convinced Tanya Harding is innocent. Her name is Sandy Golden, and you guessed it, didn't you? She's Tanya's mom. Friday, Sandy spoke with Montel Williams on a show that actually got some national attention. When asked about the attack on Nancy Kerrigan, she, of course, steadfastly defended her little girl. Take a look at this highlight.
Do you think your daughter could have done this?
No way.
Why?
No. She might be a bull elephant on the outside, but she's a pussycat inside.
A pussycat that would take a baseball bat to a woman
No.
in the street?
No. She couldn't hurt a fly.
She couldn't.
I don't believe so.
What do you think about this whole issue of her being able to skate right now in the Olympics? She is headed that way. She's there now. She will be there. By the time this airs, she will already be there in Lillehammer, and she'll be skating. Do you think she has a right to skate knowing that she could possibly have been involved in the whole plot?
I believe she should skate knowing that she wasn't involved in it.
Knowing that she wasn't involved. How do you know that she wasn't involved?
She couldn't have done that.
But
She just wasn't raised. She never had a mean bone in her body.
Her mom went on to say that if she did have a mean bone in her body, she'd simply hire someone to break it into with a crowbar. Sandy became rather emotional, actually, later in the program, and she fainted, apparently, had to be taken out of the studio and taken to a local hospital. She's doing fine. She's recovered, and everyone's going to be okay. Wednesday on Montel's show, what's it like to go out dancing with Elvis? Meet celebrity impersonators who are also paid escorts. That will be Wednesday. One of those swastika stickers carved in the forehead is a bold fashion statement, to say the least. Not for everybody, but these next guests on the Bertice Berry Show might want to break out the penknives and give it a try. After all, they all claim, that they're followers of imprisoned murderer Charles Manson. They believe in the man and his message that he preached all those years, and they're a little out there. Vincent Bugliosi was the man who prosecuted Manson. He couldn't believe his ears. Take a look at this.
Manson was convicted of 9 murders. Now, do you look up to him because you think it's perfectly okay to do what he did, or because... Wait a while, or I haven't finished the question. Or do you think the convictions were an error and that he's innocent? I'd like to know why you look up to him. Well, is it the latter or the former?
I think he was innocent of those convictions.
Okay.
I don't think he was involved in
He
them.
didn't murder
Okay, so
anybody.
you look up to him because you think he's innocent.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Right.
Because of the
That
elder philosophy.
and-
To me, the tale of not to kill is so irrelevant.
Why not look up to Gandhi? Why not look up to Martin Luther King? Why not look up to someone else?
Vincent, yes. Vincent, yes.
I want to take this step by step here now. They say that...
we have to go look to an Indian?
They say...
Why can't we look to a white
Identify
man?
with Gandhi. He was from another culture, another time.
And he was
a whole
sexist.
other
He was a
religion. I can't identify with something like that. But Manson had a hard life. He was a white man who had a hard life, who grew up in the same conditions I did.
Now, wait, I'd like to follow up.
Let's see.
He got
45
pushed around,
years
he
in
got
a
a lot of BS,
concrete
he
box.
got treated like crap from his family, from school. He spent 75% of his life
So you
in
identify
prison.
with them?
Yes.
No, not at all. Many of the kids weren't even born, obviously, when the Manson family was claiming their victims some 25 years ago. This Wednesday, Bertice looks into the TV special, The Jackson Family Honors, happening over there at NBC. Is it merely a whitewash for previous scandals? Possibly. You decide Wednesday, okay?
That's the way love goes.
Sure is. At age 21, Shaquille O'Neal is already an NBA superstar, a successful author, a film actor. I guess he's got a rap album out. The guy is just unbelievable. To emphasize just how much he is doing these days, Katie Couric in this highlight will talk to him a little bit about everything. Here she is now, putting both the O'Neal mystique and the O'Neal physique into perspective. Take a look.
What did you think of being in the movies? Is it something you'd like to do again, or was this sort of a one-shot, pardon the expression, deal?
I would like to do Terminator 3 next. Me against Arnold.
Seriously?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you going to approach him about that?
I don't know. I mean,
Get your agent to give Arnold a call?
I've said it 100 times yet, so if he doesn't hear, he must not be watching TV.
That's right. Or he must not be interested, but maybe he will be. You never know. Shaquille O'Neal, thanks so much for coming in. The movie is called Blue Chips. And before we go, just so people can get a true perspective of your size, we're going to just stand up and throw to the commercial standing up. So, did your mic... I don't think your mic does that, stretches that far. Here, hold on. Okay.
There you have it. My goodness, he is a tall gentleman, to say the least. You know, Katie may have appeared not like Heidi Height there herself, but as it turns out, when she puts on her black leather stiletto heels, look out, Shaq, because what you got there is, you got some height, don't you? On the Today Show Wednesday, Roseanne Arnold will be talking about her popular TV show and her new autobiography. It's called My Lives. We'll take a quick break. In a moment, Dustin Hoffman talks about signing one of his fans. Plus, where did that extra flesh from Elaine's nose job go? Well, I don't know, but we'll try and answer that after these words. We're back. This is Talk Soup. If you're going to be out here in Los Angeles, I guess starting the 28th. We begin later over in Burbank. If you'd like to come by and see the show, simply contact... Oh, yes. Right there. NBC tickets, 3000 West Alameda, Burbank, California. Or I guess you can call that number and get tickets as well at 818-840-3537 and come down and free water for everybody who comes. Think about it. Okay? If you could just change one thing about your appearance, what would it be? Did you get a little nose job up here? Have those chubby cheeks deflated? Perhaps reduce those sausage-like fingers so that they're long and graceful. Friday, Maury Povich met women who've undergone all of these operations and more. Presenting plastic surgery patients and tips right now. Here's some before and after photos.
Before her cheek fat was removed, because remember, she wanted to create a waif look, and this is the way she looked before. She felt that she had no cheeks. Now, would you please turn around and show everyone what you look like now? All right. There you go. And there's kind of a half smile. Why don't you sit down now? Elaine, before her nose job and her breast implants, this is what you... Wow. Leave it to our cameramen. What can I tell you? Lord knows where they have been. Okay. Now you can really give them a picture, Elaine. Turn around and show everybody what you like.
On this Wednesday show, Maury talks to some phone sex operators, and get this, they don't even charge him. What a scam. No doubt about it, Dustin Hoffman's breakthrough role was the lead in Mike Nichols' film, The Graduate. A coming-of-age drama was an instant success, but even after it was released, Hoffman continued to collect unemployment, believe it or not. Isn't that an amazing story? And true. Frankly, he wasn't sure he could make a living as far as being a film star. Friday, Hoffman told Larry King how he finally realized he was destined for greatness.
The Graduate, you had no idea. Now you're a star. Yeah. You're doing this one. Nichols has directed you in The Graduate. The Graduate is a hit.
This is 1968. And you know how I know I'm a star? I'm walking down Fifth Avenue, and a girl comes up to me, as W.C. Fields said, bountifully endowed by the Creator, and she has a T-shirt on. This is the 60s. And she says, she recognizes me. She gives me a pen. She lifts up her T-shirt. She doesn't have a bra. She says, would you sign me?
You made it.
Yes, that was...
Did you sign?
Yes.
We'll be back with Dustin Hoffman, Midnight Cowboy. It's 25 years old. They re-released it. We'll talk about that and more.
I didn't dot the I. Oh. Sorry.
Highlight of Larry King Live, Dustin Hoffman there this Wednesday on Larry. Grammy winner Gloria Estefan will be providing a preview of this year's Grammy ceremony. We'll take a break and be back with an exotic dancer who's got a body that's just made for radio next. Tim can do things with his body that challenge the laws of physics and the boundaries of good taste, can he? If you're a fan of big, beefy men, his exotic moves will titillate and perhaps delight you a little bit. Stand back now and take a look at this highlight from the Richard Bay Show.
Let's see what he has to offer here.
Richard went on to talk to Tim about the socio-economic changes taking place in the Baltic states as well as third world countries. On this Wednesday show, Richard will be inviting guests to dump their lovers on national television. What a wonderful public service. That's going to do it for this Talk Soup, everybody. I'm Greg Kinnear. We'll see you back here tomorrow.